So at Combined Finishing, we're a full-service turnkey solution provider for the finishing industry. Sometimes whenever you work on a project once, you get a second chance, and that's not all too often, but in this instance, we actually had a chance to do like a second iteration of a line for a customer. About 7 or 8 years ago, the customer was outsourcing their powder coating and they needed to bring it in-house. They saw the benefit of bringing it in for the control factor, but also the cost factor. So we designed a line for them, and it's been great for them for 8 years. Fortunately for them, the business has grown exponentially, and so that line that was once perfect for them was no longer able to keep up. Kyle reached out to us and he said, hey, we need some help. At that particular point, I brought in Courtney, and we in our team that does the estimating, the proposal, the bidding, all of those things.
So as the lead estimator, I go through the project, all the information that's given to us. I speak to all of our vendors, put those numbers together, descriptions of the project, making sure it's in line with the full scope of what they're wanting to accomplish. So anytime we start a project, we definitely have to dive deep into what the customer is going to want, what are their goals, and how do we get to that end game for them. We figure out what their gaps are, what their needs are, and then put a plan in place.
Through our collaboration as a team, but also with the customer, we came up with a design that utilized what I would consider the immovable portions of this project, the landmarks, which would be the existing wash booth, the existing powder booth, and the existing oven. We didn't have space to move those, so we had to figure out a creative way to use those where they were and get the results the customer was asking for. It took some creativity as far as in the design. Fortunately, we have great vendors that we work with that we pulled into the process. Now we have a line that takes the same path as far as space-wise, from end to end, but there's a few different areas that we're able to reroute components and make more space in that line so that they can actually get a full system through in one run. That was the customer's goal all along. We just had to figure out a creative way to do that. So our in-house design team and our in-house estimating team collaborated with our vendors. We put that together. We came up with a design, and then we had to come up with how are we going to execute that. So because the customer was looking for more capacity, they needed to take what was this and triple it. We were able to put that design together, and within the first few days of implementing, the customer was already telling us, hey, it's doing exactly what we need it to do. We're able to get an entire system through. We're able to do more. Now they can increase their production, their fabrication, and they know that the line's going to be able to keep up. Part of the other thing that they talked about was if they could just do more, what other customers could they get? How much more revenue could they create for the company by bringing in new projects, new things they were never able to do because they couldn't keep up? Could we give them something that allowed them to be able to take that and go to the next level? And so when you get the feedback from the customer and you hear them say, hey, it's doing exactly what we want, it looks like we'll be able to get some of these jobs that we were talking about from that, count that as a great success for the customer, which in turn is a great success for us. And I look forward to the next one.